Hello, I'm in my sunroom and this is where I do all my seeding. Now right now it's not as large as it normally is because in February when I'm really getting stuff ready for the summer, I have several tables in here. I've got platters of seeds going up here, over there, under here, everywhere. But it's not the same as in fall. Fall, most everything's going to be gone into the ground except for a few choice things. Right now what I'm doing, by the way, these are the pumpkins that my grandbabies did Friday. They're going crazy. We will be planting those in the garden this week. Now, the thing about pumpkins and squash in particular, they really don't like to be transplanted. You really should do them in the ground. But this was a learning experience for my grandbabies, and I will put seeds with them when we take them out into the garden, just in case they don't make it. Although I'm going to be really careful not to bruise the roots or try not to disturb the roots at all when I plant it. And that way they'll probably make it if you don't disturb the roots too much. But so what I'm doing today though is I'm trying to get some fava beans started. And I thought that that would be a good time to come and show you what I do. I take the solo cups because you can use these and use these and use these for years to come. My husband will drill holes in the bottom. I do 3 holes in the bottom. And the reason you do that is because when you get your seeds ready, you're going to put them in either a little container like this, or what I really use for the most part are the really large cookie sheets, because they've got a lip about like this, and I can lay them all out on that, and then you put the water in the bottom for it to soak up. The top of them I'll spritz. But now when you get your soil ready, now the soil that I use is different than I was told years ago. I'm not a professional. I didn't go to school for this. Everything I've learned has been through research and trial and error. I was told a certain soil to use. There's actually no nutrients in that, so I'm not even going to go into that or who I got it from. But this is what will actually give nutrients to your seeds, and it's also a good mixture to use to get your seeds started. It makes it light and airy, but yet it still has some nutrients in it. So what I do is compost, a really good compost, hopefully from your own yard. If not, you want a good one. You want worm castings. You want some vermiculite. You know, that's the little white pellet stuff. It's really light. It aerates your soil so that it's not real heavy on the seeds, and so they can actually get the water, the roots can actually go through, and a little bit of peat moss. That's my mixture. You're going to wet it, which I've already done. You're going to wet it before you put it into your cup. You put it into your cup, get it about halfway in and push it down, and then you're going to put some more in, and this you're not going to push down. Put some more in, and then just make a little hole. Now fava beans are pretty big, so the hole is going to be a little bigger than normal, about on your thumb, about like that. Then you put your bean in, cover it up, you spritz it, and put it in the container. I also mark on the side. You can see where I've marked on the side, actually says Serenity, so we know who planted this, but then I put what it actually is. And you can go over that and over that and over that and mark it out and put something else on there. You can put tape on there, you know, scotch tape on there with what's wrote. These cups will last you for years. So I got a bunch more seeds that I'm going to do that with. But there's something else I wanted to talk to you about. I talked to you the other day, and the reason I'm thinking about this is because we're having to spray it on our garden. And it's the neem oil. Most people just go to the big box store and grab the neem oil, and that's what they use, not realizing that it's been processed to a point to where the actual substance that kills the bugs is not in it. What you want is a virgin neem oil, cold pressed. Can you see that? Virgin neem oil, cold pressed. Now I find mine on Amazon. I live out in the boonies. We don't have stores around here. I have to go a good ways for a box store, and like Home Depot or Lowe's, but they don't have what I need. So I just get on Amazon and get it that way. You can get just about anything on Amazon. You fix it up in either a small bottle like this. Now my husband, when he's using it out in the garden, I have it like this so that I can just spritz leaves if I need to. But he'll use the big sprayer, and you know, it's like a 3-gallon sprayer. And one thing you have to remember when you're using neem oil also is that it is an oil. Oil doesn't mix with water. So what you do is you're going to add a soap to it. Now I use Dr. Bronner's Sow Suds, and I use that because it's biodegradable. Anything by Dr. Bronner's is really good. It's natural. So that's what I use. And it doesn't take a whole lot. I think to the 3-gallon pot, he will use about a 1/4 cup of neem oil to a couple of tablespoons of the Sow Suds. He'll shake it up, and if he sees that the neem oil is staying mixed up, he knows he's good to go. If it beads up and it rises to the top again, he knows he needs to put a little bit more of the soap in there. So that's how you do. It's all trial and error. Everybody's water's different. Everybody's everything is different. So that's how, judge for yourself. But in a 3-gallon container, about a 1/4 cup of neem oil is what you're going to need. And then the soap you kind of play with to get what it is you need on the soap. And fish fertilizer. Right now I've got the Omni brand. It is an organic fish fertilizer. Now normally I have one that has seaweed or kelp in it, but right now what I have is the fish fertilizer because my feed store had this, so that's what I got. Normally they have the other, but this is all she had at this time. So that's what I do. And you want to come out on your seeds and you want to check them every day because you don't want to let your soil get dry. You want to keep it moist, but you don't want it dripping wet. You want it moist. And that's one of the reasons why you water it from the bottom, because it'll come up and it'll do it slowly and it'll take in what it needs. After a couple hours, if you see there's still water in the bottom, dump the water out if they have enough, and then the next day you repeat the process. If you see that it is drying out a little bit on top and the water doesn't seem to be getting up there, take your spritz bottle, give them a spritz, and they'll be good to go. And within a few days, your plants will be coming out, and after they come out, you want to start, after you get your true leaves, let me talk about that, because that kind of puzzled me at first. These are the first leaves that came out when it broke through the soil. These were the first leaves. Now it's got its first true leaf. And you can see where this leaf is just a little bit of a different shape than these. These are kind of rounded. These have got some designing to them. So that's the first true leaf. So once they get the true leaves on them, and they've all got that, just this one's really, really small, so I'm going to wait a while on that. But these two right here are really ready to start getting them used to the outside. When I do that, I put them in a shaded area. I make sure that they're good and watered so that they're very moist. I put them in a shaded area. Once the sun comes over and is really pounding down on them, I bring them back in. And I do that for about a week. And then the second week, I'm going to leave them out there in that shaded area. And then about a week or so later, when I think they've gotten to a good size, I'm going to transplant them in the ground. Now, tomatoes, they're a little different. You're going to leave them in the pots a little longer because you want them to get a good size before you take them out and put them into the ground. So every plant's just a little bit different, but with these, the pumpkins and the fava beans, that's what I'm going to do. Once the fava beans come up and they break this and they get going, I'm going to take them outside and get them used to being outside because that's where they're going to live. And doing your seeds is fun. I mean, it really is. I enjoy it. I enjoy getting out in the sunroom and just going to town with my seeds. Speaking of seeds, it's time to start getting ready for your fall gardens. You're going to need seeds. So Now's the time to start getting those, looking around, looking for the places you're going to go. Now, I've told you before that I get most of mine from Baker Creek. There's also Seeds of Change. There's a lot of them. Johnny's specialty seeds. There's a lot of different places out there. You just want to look for non-GMO. That is the main thing. But you want to start getting them now, because about the middle of August, that's when you're wanting to start getting everything in the ground. So get your seeds, get your garden started, and feed your family healthy food. A healthy family is a happy family. Thank you for joining me. Give me a thumbs up. That's how YouTube works. Subscribe if you hadn't already, and share. And hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.